So you said it's page 28. We're on page 28 in your notebooks. At the very top of the box, it says, in your own words, explain the difference between a topic and a theme. Who thinks that they can tackle that? Hopefully these are terms that you have heard before in English. Anybody know what a topic is?
Subject of a work.
Good. Subject of a work. Nicholas, what were you going to add?
It's usually for non-fiction things.
Good. Good point.
Well, but you could also, usually theme and topic can be both in one story if it's a non-fiction story.
Good. Nicholas has a good point. We're going to have a topic and a theme in a single book. A book can have both, so we need to know what the difference is. Now, the key thing to know about a topic is that a topic is 1 or 2 words. It's just what the book is about. So if I said, okay, what is a topic in The Book Thief? It's going to have multiple topics. We could say that one of the topics is books. We could say that another topic is Nazi Germany. And so those are 1 or 2 words that cover what the book is about. But the book also has a theme. In fact, it has multiple themes. Anybody remember what theme is from our literary devices? Moral of the story, or another way of looking at it, is the author's message. And whereas theme is topic, is 1 or 2 words, theme is going to be a complete sentence. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. In the chart below, you can see that I've listed 3 topics that are covered in The Book Thief. One of them we've already talked about, book/words. The next one we mentioned briefly last week, but criminality, which basically just means people or the issue of being a criminal. And then the last one is love. Now, all of these are topics. I think if I went through and asked each of you, do you see these 3 things in the book, you would say yes. Is this all the topics in The Book Thief? No. There are lots that we don't talk about today. But are any of these themes? No, because this is not a message. It's not a full sentence. It's just a topic. It's just the subject of the book. So the thing about theme is that it's always connected to a topic. You don't have to draw this arrow. I'm just going to show you the arrow. The theme is a message about the topic. So when we see a topic and we're trying to come up with a theme, we should ask, okay, what's the author? What is Marcus Zusak trying to say about books? What is he trying to say about criminality or trying to say about love? So we're going to look at some evidence from the book. Where do we see this topic come into play? And we can use quotes or paraphrase. And then we're going to look at our evidence and say, okay, what is the author asking? What might be the theme? So the first one that we're going to look at is book/words. What is the number 1 way we see this topic come into play? What is Liesel? She is a book thief. She's a book thief. Liesel steals books. At its very core, that's what this book is about. It's about a girl who steals books. And so we know, okay, this is where this topic is being mentioned. What is he trying to say about that? But we're going to keep going before we answer that question.
Could she put that for criminality too?
We could. We are going to put it in criminality as well. And we're going to make a note. Liesel steals books. But is it seen as wrong? Is the author saying Liesel is a horrible person because she steals books? Or is he saying Liesel is doing the right thing by stealing these books? Will's a little distracted, but Will then finish the reading. Marcus Zusak has nothing against Liesel stealing the books. This is not like a cautionary tale. He's not saying, don't be like Liesel. I think that he's saying, you should be like Liesel, because every time he steals a book, it's painted in a positive light. So we're going to say, Liesel steals books, but not presented or it's not seen as wrong. Are you still in my book, Will?
I may have been.
My book with my name on it? I'm devastated. Okay, so back to the book/words. So Liesel steals books, but there's a group of people in the story who destroy books. What group is that? The Nazis. So our second note is that the Nazis burn books because, and I'm just writing B/C because it's a little shorter, because they're dangerous. Who decides that these books are dangerous?
Hitler, because the Jews can become smart and not because it allows the Jews to become smarter and or people become smarter in general and pretty much.
Good. Oren said that Hitler decided the books were dangerous because he was afraid the Jews would read them. Nicholas, what were you going to add?
He also told them to burn books that were against his ideals.
Good. My glasses are fogging up again. Good. Nicholas added that Hitler had them burn books that were against his ideals. Now, y'all believe in lots of things that I don't believe in. That's just how life is. I think that mint chocolate chip ice cream is the greatest ice cream flavor of all time. Raise your hand if you disagree with me. Look how there's a lot of people who disagree with me. Now, if I said you are not allowed to disagree with me, you have to get rid of everything that even suggests that mint chocolate chip ice cream is the wrong flavor or is not the best flavor, that's ridiculous. But essentially, that's what Hitler did. He said, this is what I believe, and if you disagree with me, you have to destroy all of it. So that doesn't make sense. But that's what he did. Now, the next thing that I want us to make a note of, Liesel, all through this book, has been working really, really hard to learn to what? To read. Good, Jaden. So Liesel struggles to learn to read, but pushes herself to. It's important to her. It's important to the characters. This act of reading, she could have shown up at school and said, you know what? I'm just not going to be good at this. I will embrace that. I'll be good at something else.
It would be a short book.
It would be a very short book.
It would be a great book.
I don't know if it'd be great. I probably wouldn't teach it if it was all about this girl who went to school and decided she never wanted to learn how to read ever. That would be a terrible book for me to teach. But Liesel,
I think that would be awesome.
reading is very important to her. So when we think about theme, we're thinking about all these things. And the last things that I've run out of room. But there are books that are very, very important to Liesel. What's the first book? Good. The Gravedigger's Handbook. That's something that is very important to her. What's a book that's really important to Max? What book does he bring to the Hubermans? Mein Kampf. That book is very important. There's the symbolism of it being the hatred that Hitler has for Max, but it's also the thing that brings him to safety. And then the last book that's important to him, what book does Max give to Liesel? The Standover Man, which we read last week. So we've got all of these important books. So the question is, what do you think Marcus Zusak is trying to say about books or about words? What does he want you to know?
You should stay.
Ooh, I like where Eli's going. What did Eli say it again a little bit louder?
Words can be powerful.
Good, they are powerful. So copy this down. It's books and words have power. Eli, I want you to expand on it. What do they have the power to do?
Make you steal.
Make you think.
Make you think, make you change. So we're going to say books and words have the power to change. We'll be a little dramatic. We'll say lives.
Reality.
We could say reality too. Now, that's the thing about theme. Sometimes it's a little corny. Like if I opened this up and saw it on a Hallmark card, I wouldn't be surprised. But when we look at our evidence, we can say Marcus Zusak thinks that books and words have the power to change lives because we see how important these books are to Max and Liesel. Or we could say because we see how books change Liesel's lives. or how books changed Max's life. So do you see how I have evidence for my theme? I can't just pull theme out of the hat. I can't just look at it and be like, we're going to say that Marcus Zusak thinks that all books should be written in German. I don't have any evidence for that. So I'm not going to pull a theme out that I don't have evidence for. Now, we already got a jump start on criminality, but another point that I want us to add is that Hitler's laws require crimes against humanity. Does anybody, who can tell me what a crime against humanity is? Like, what does that mean?
Crime against dropping nuclear.
Dropping a nuclear bomb would be a good example. A crime against humanity is something that is wrong. Like, morally, ethically, we know it in our heart, in our spirit, in our soul. This is wrong. Like, an example, a good example, murder. We know that that's wrong. Hurting children. We know that that's wrong. Like, we don't need a president to say, you really shouldn't hurt kids. Like, we know that that's wrong. But Hitler's laws required crimes against humanity. He said it is illegal to be a Jew. If you are Jewish, you will be sent to a concentration camp where you will die. But that's a crime against humanity. So is that a good law or a bad law? That's a bad law. And in fact, what are the Hubermans currently doing in the story that is breaking the law?
Hiding a person.
They are hiding a Jew. So we're going to say that Hubermans break the law. Oh, and I'm running into the next box. I do apologize. The Hubermans break the law by hiding Max. And that's what makes it an interesting situation, because at the beginning of the book, we wouldn't have said that the Hubermans are criminals, that they're people who do illegal things, and yet here they are committing this horrible crime. Does Marcus Zusak think that hiding Max is a horrible crime that no one should do?
No.
No. He makes it clear in the story that they are doing the right things, even though it's against the law. So what do we think? What might Marcus Zusak be saying about the theme?
Not all crimes are bad.
Good, Camden. I like that a lot. We're going to write that down. We could say that a theme is not all crimes, and I'm going to put quotes around that, are bad. Sometimes it's necessary to do the wrong thing, which is an unusual thing for a teacher to say. But sometimes the wrong thing is actually the right thing. Good, you have to make a sacrifice to get. What are you doing, Jackson?
Or rob a store and buy money.
Please don't do that. Please don't go rob a store and tell them that Miss Pena said it was fine. That would not be a good example.
Run the stop sign.
Look, I don't want to see y'all in court, and I don't want to have to go and say no. I said hiding a Jew is right. I didn't say robbing the store.
You
said
said
not all
you
crimes.
go to the library.
Don't steal from the library. They're struggling already. I have accidentally stolen a book from the library because I forgot to return it.
Still have it.
I've had it out for like 6 weeks.
I'm pretty sure I
I'm
still have
scared
a
to return it.
Sometimes English is hard, okay?
Okay, last one. Last box, or last 2 boxes. Where do we see love, the topic of love, come into play in this story? Okay, Will says never. I'm not sure Will has read.
I've never seen
Cody said never. I'm not sure Cody has read. Who? Give me a person. Who does Liesel learn to love?
Max.
Max, good. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere.
Like,
Liesel learns to love
As a frigate.
as a friend.
Whoa.
Liesel learns to love Max. She learns to love Hans. of you would agree Hans is like a father figure to Liesel, even though she is not his flesh and blood, and so she definitely loves him. Now, I'm going to put this up there. You may disagree. I think she loves Rosa, too. But we will see. We will see. Put a question mark if you don't agree.
Everybody's on down. Don't forget Rudy.
Kevin, so dark.
Don't forget Rudy though.
We do have Rudy.
I said that.
I said it too.
She loves me.
Can't forget about Rudy.
All real smart. Rudy loves Liesel. Do you think that he loves Liesel? Actually, really?
Probably.
It depends.
We've got some disagreement. It may be puppy love. Who else does she love and lose?
Her brother.
Her real family. So she loved and lost her first family. Oh, I'm definitely off page now. So we see all these people come into her life, and she learns to love all of them. Now, she doesn't love Rudy. She is not interested in him. She does not want to give him that kiss. But we could say she loves him as a friend, right?
Yeah.
Which is probably not what he wants to hear, but she does care about him. So,
Friend zone.
she's got all these people that she cares about and that she loves about. So what do you think Marcus Zusak is trying to say about love? I want you to turn to somebody and talk about it with them, and then I want you to write this down on your own. I'm going to come by and check it. So you are filling in this box. What do you think Marcus Zusak is trying to say about love? You tell me. I'm coming around to check it.
Yeah, we see.